you like to have a wine at the end of the day because you get exhausted by 8 or 9 p.m. and it's just the default of what you want to do at the end of the day.
It removes a lot of the discipline. And yeah, there's going to be areas that you need discipline, but you're not going to have to use every room you walk in. Well, there's alcohol in there and I'm trying not to drink a lot right now.
Because I think it's understanding human nature. Although we want to get rid of certain habits, even if we resolve today, I'm going to stop, sometimes it is really difficult to stop doing it because as humans, we're creatures of habit.
Welcome to the Takeover with Tim and Cindy, where we show you how to dominate every area of life and business. Let's get winning.
Welcome back to the Takeover with Tim and Cindy. Today we're going to walk through the one tool that we use to build awesome habits and quickly break bad habits. This one thing will absolutely make habit breaking and habit building 10 times easier.
Yes.
And that is the concept of friction. The bad habits that I want to get rid of, I want to create more friction, meaning I want to make it harder for me to do these things. Imagine if I'm pushing something across the floor in my house. If it's stuck and it's really hard to move, that is a high friction item I'm trying to move across a house. So I want to add friction to the things that I want to stop doing, and I want to remove friction from the good habits that I want to build, meaning I want to make it easy for me to do the good things. So let's go ahead and jump into this concept of adding and removing friction to build good habits and break bad habits. So let's walk through what that would look like with creating friction to eliminate or help remove bad habits. So Cindy, how do you think about friction?
So I like to think about friction. To avoid unwanted habits, you want to add friction. Easy way to think of this is creating barriers around things that you want to do less. Make it more difficult for yourself to take steps in a negative direction. For example, if I want to be on my phone less at night, I'm going to put my phone in another room. So you and I do this. You know what? It's about 8 o'clock. We put our phones in another room, and that allows us to just be you and I, because the habit is being on our phones, being on social media. So to eliminate that habit, we create a barrier around it by simply leaving our phones in another room. Another simple example, if you want to eat less junk food, and that's a habit that you want to break, don't have junk food in your house.
Yes.
Because if you want junk food, what are you going to have to do? You have to hop in your car, you have to go to the store and go get it, or you have to Instacart it, and it's just going to take you a lot longer. So by the time, it's a lot of friction.
A lot of work.
By the time you think about, should I actually do it? You're probably not going to want the junk food anymore. So you're adding friction or barriers in areas that you want to do something less. And this is such a powerful concept that you and I realized and learned, and it allowed us to actually stop doing bad habits a lot faster and start incorporating really good habits just by shifting this one thing. If, for example, you want to stop spending a lot of money, remove Apple Pay from your phone. Apple Pay makes it really easy for you to spend money, right? You grab it and whenever you're at the checkout, you can just easily purchase something, or even just having your credit card information in Amazon, right, on the Amazon store. It's really easy for you to spend money when you have Apple Pay, or to purchase on Amazon because your credit card is on the app. So you're going to easily take those steps. So if I want to add friction and I want to eliminate that habit, I'm going to remove Apple Pay from my phone and remove my credit card information from Amazon. So I'm adding those layers of friction to make it difficult for me to spend money. So you're starting to see this concept unfold of, if there is an unwanted habit in your life, add friction to make it more difficult for you to take that habit.
Yes, because as humans, we default to the path of least resistance so often. And if the path is, well, if you have junk food in the house, the easy thing you do is a little one bite. And my habit in the past has been, well, I'll just do one little bite and then another little bite. And the next thing, like, dude, you should have just like ate the whole Snickers bar. Like you just like ate it that night, but all in little bites. That's easy to do. But now what's easy to do if the Snickers bar is never in the house, it's always at the store. The easy thing to do is not eat the Snickers bar.
Correct. So let's talk about the opposite, right? In order to build good habits and sustain good habits, you also want to make it easy for yourself, right? Building on that concept of ease that you're mentioning, Tim. If we want to take good habits, build certain habits, make it easy for yourself to do it. If you know that you want to go to the gym at 7 a.m., put your workout bag next to the door, have your clothes prepped so that it's easy for you to wake up, grab your gym bag, get dressed, and like head out the door. So you want to make it easy for you to take certain healthy habits or good steps or build habits. Another way is if you want to eat healthier, only have healthy food in the fridge, right? That way your default, what's easy, is to grab a healthy snack versus an unhealthy snack.
Yeah, I love that.
If I want to do more focus work in the morning, this is really big for Tim and I, is having periods of uninterrupted focus work. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to go straight to my computer and I'm going to have everything laid out so that I can sit down and get to work. And I'm going to leave my phone in the other room, right? So this is not only a way of like making it easy for me to get started with work, right? That ease of friction, but I'm also creating friction by leaving my phone in the other room. So you can start to see how this unfolds. Add friction to things you want to do less of and remove friction from things you want to do more of to make it easy for yourself to take good habits and good steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I love that. And this is, I think so many times people think of, to live a really high performance life, it just takes so much discipline. And the reality is if you can just use this concept of friction, it removes a lot of the discipline. And yeah, there's going to be areas that you need discipline, but you're not going to have to use every room you walk in. Well, there's alcohol in there and I'm trying not to drink a lot right now. So now it's going to take mental capacity for me to resist the alcohol at nighttime when I just want a glass of wine or the snack. And so if I start removing all those frictions from my environment, I actually find that I have better energy level too. And then now when the hard decisions, the really important decisions come up, I have a lot of mental clarity and I have a lot of discipline that I can easily use that brain power on. And so this affects not just building the good habits and removing the bad habits. It also helps your energy levels a lot too. So there's a lot of secondary benefits to this.
Yes, for sure.
Awesome. So how do we get started on this? What's a practical way you can get started on doing friction right now?
Write a list of habits that you have right now, both positive and negative, good habits and bad habits. So on the one side, you want to write out what are all like the good habits that you have or habits that you want to build.
Yeah.
Write that on one column. On the other side, write down habits that are bad or things that you want to do less of. Write them all down. And for each of those, you're going to ask yourself, for the good habits, how can I make it easy for myself to take these good habits? Say, for example, a goal for you this year is to read more. How can you make it easy for yourself to read more? Maybe you carry a book with you wherever you go, or you leave a book next to your nightstand. So the default is to read versus to be on social media. Okay, so write out a list of all the positive, good habits that you want to build and ask yourself line by line for each habit, how can I make it easy for myself to take this habit?
Yes.
How can I remove the friction so that I can effortlessly take positive steps in the right direction? And for the other column, for the habits that you want to remove, unwanted habits, things that you want to do less of, ask yourself, how can I add friction to these habits that will allow me to do less of this?
Yeah.
So if your habit is, for example, you like to have a wine at the end of the day because you get exhausted by 8 or 9 p.m. and it's just the default of what you want to do at the end of the day, maybe adding friction would be to just not have alcohol in the house and to replace it with something else that is more positive and beneficial for your sleep at night. So maybe you make yourself a nice wind down. You know, they have these drinks that they talk about on TikTok with adding like tart cherry juice and a whole bunch of stuff, magnesium, that makes you go to sleep. And it's like a little cocktail, but it's alcohol free. So you can find ways to replace it, right? By just adding friction, removing it, you can replace it with something else that's beneficial for you. So I think it's as simple as that. Writing out what are the good habits, What do you want to do more of? How can you make it easy for yourself? And on the other side, what are the bad habits you want to get rid of? And how can you add friction so that you do less of those habits? Because I think it's understanding human nature. Although we want to get rid of certain habits, even if we resolve today, I'm going to stop, sometimes it is really difficult to stop doing it because as humans, we're creatures of habit. Once we start doing a certain thing, we want to keep doing it. So I think it's not trying to fight against our human tendency, right? And the way we're created as, habitual creatures, but finding ways to either add friction or remove friction so that we're doing more or less of what we want to be doing.
Right. Because the moment we're tired, we're exhausted, it's been a long day, we don't feel like doing something. If there's a lot of friction for a bad habit, we create a lot of friction. If we're tired and exhausted, we're gonna be like, it's not worth it. I don't want to go to the store to get wine, like whatever. But if we make it easy for us with the bad habits, then it's like, when we get tired, we get exhausted, the default's going to go back to the old habits. And so friction is really cool because it also allows you to start building habits. So we've been so disciplined with a lot of areas like not drinking for extended periods of time, eating healthy, that because we added friction, we still add friction to it. But even so, like even our habits, even when we're out and about, we're not falling back on those old habits because we've been doing it for so long. We've actually created good new habits. So it's not something that we default to.
Correct. And I love what you mentioned about discipline as well, right? It's a lot easier for you to build environments that are conducive to good habits than to rely on discipline alone. So figure out your environment. What does your environment look like? Is it helping you to take good habits and take certain steps that are in a positive direction? Or is your environment conducive to negative habits and negative steps in the wrong direction? You have to ask yourself your question and be willing to add or remove friction to move yourself forward toward your goals.
I love that.
We hope that you found this episode on friction, how to easily build and sustain habits, useful. Take that step. Remember, we always say at the end of every episode, what is one thing that you can take out of this episode to move your life forward in the right direction? For this episode, we hope you wrote down what are your good habits that you want to do more of? How do you make it easy for yourself to take those steps? And what are habits you want to do less of? And how do you add friction to make it more difficult for yourself to build bad habits? If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed to the show wherever you are listening, and we'll see you soon. This is The Takeover with Tim and Cindy. And remember, domination is not a destination, it's a way of life. Stay winning.
Stay winning.